Assalamu alaikum students, hope you are doing great. So another video on O-Levels Computer Science data transmission. In this particular video, we are going to see that how parity bits are used for error detection. Yes, in the previous video, I have already mentioned the reasons of why we need to check for errors, right? Why there is a need for error detection while transmission of data. And the very important reason was due to the noise. Yes, due to the noise that is present in the channel, your data can be corrupted. Data corrupts. Let's suppose I'm sending the data 1001 and at the receiver's end, it is being received like 1101. So it means that the noise that was present in the channel corrupted the data and changed one of its bit. So it becomes 1101. So in order to check that whether the data is transmitted correctly or not, there are some of the error detection methods that are being used. And the very important method out of which is the parity checking. Yes, parity checking is one of the most important method that is being used for error detection during the data transmission. So in this video, we are going to see this particular method in detail. Okay, so if I talk about parity checking, then the first important thing about this method is that in parity checking, we use an additional bit, or we can say this bit as the parity bit. There is an additional bit or the parity bit that is being used with your data. You associate a parity bit with the data that is transmitted. Let's suppose there is one byte of data 11011110. This is one byte of data that needs to be transmitted from sender to receiver. 11011110. So with this one byte, there is assigned one parity bit to the data. Let's suppose you can assign this bit at the beginning of the data or at the end of the data. There are two positions to add this parity bit in your data. Either you can add the parity bit at the start of the data or at the end of the data, right? There are two options for you. Let's suppose I am going to add a parity bit at the start of the data, right? So over here, this is only one bit known as the parity bit that you have to add in your data. But the addition of the parity bit must be, we can say, chosen. You have to choose this parity bit, or you have to select either you can set the parity bit 0 or 1. This selection depends upon the type of parity checking that you are being using. Yes, type of parity checking means that you are going to have two different parity checking methods. Or we can say that there are two parity checking systems that are being used under this method. What are these two methods? Either you can use an even parity system, or you can use an odd parity system, right? So these are the two different parity systems that are being used, even parity and an odd parity. So let's talk about these two systems one by one. Okay, if I talk about the even parity system, so in even parity system, there must be an even number of ones. In the data. What it means? It means that if the data that is being transmitted has the even number of ones, then the parity bit needs to be set 0. Let's take an example. Let's suppose 11011110. How many number of ones my data has? Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 ones in my data. 6 ones. And since 6 is an even number, it means that in even parity system, your data must have even number of ones. And since I have 6 ones, it means that the number of ones is already even. So if the number of ones is already even in my data, then the parity bit must be 0, right? This is your choice. Either you set the parity bit 0 or 1, but there is a rule for it. In even parity system, if you are using even parity system, then keep in mind, if the data has even number of ones, then your parity bit must be set 0 in order to keep that number of ones even. And let's suppose if the data has odd number of ones. Let me change it like this. Let's suppose the data has odd number of ones like this. Now the number of ones are odd, or I can say that it has 5 ones in the data. Since I have changed one bit from 1 to 0. So now the number of ones in the data is 5, which is an even number. But keep in mind that if you are using an even parity system, then you must have to send the data in even number of ones along with the parity bit. So now, if you want to make this data or the number of bit ones in the data, you have to set your parity bit 1. So now the parity bit will be 1. Why? Because if I'm not going to set it 1, then the number of ones will remain odd. And in even parity system, you cannot have odd number of ones in the data. So you have to set your parity bit in such a way that the total data that is being sent along the parity bit should be even. So here I have forcefully set the parity bit 1 so that the total number of 1 becomes 6, which is an even number, right? So keep in mind that in even parity system, when the data bits have even number of ones, you have to set the parity bit 0. And if the data bits have odd number of ones, let's suppose 5 ones, then you have to set the parity bit 1 so that the total number of ones becomes even. And if I talk about the odd parity system, opposite to it, then in the odd parity system, if the data has odd number of ones, in the data being transmitted, you must have odd number of ones in the data that needs to be transmitted. The total data along with the parity bit needs to have odd number of ones. Let's take example for odd parity. 11011010. Let's count the number of ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Here I have 5 ones. So, since it is a odd number, I have odd number of ones. So, in the odd parity system, your number of ones must be odd. Since I have odd number of ones, so the parity bit needs to be 0 in order to keep that odd number of ones. I don't want to make it even. You have to make it odd in any case if you are using an odd parity system. Let's suppose now the data is changed and now I have even number of ones. Let's change one bit to from 0 to 1. And now if I count the number of ones in the data bits, now it is 6. I have 6 ones, which means that it is now even number of ones. But I have also already mentioned that if you are using an odd parity system and you are having even number of ones, then you must have to set your parity bit 1 in order to make the total number of ones odd. So from 6 now it is going to be 7 along with the parity bit. So in this way you have to make your number of ones odd if you are having even number of ones in the data bits. So this is how you are going to change the parity bit according to the system that you are using. Keep in mind that if you are using even parity, then the total bits that you are transferring from sender to receiver must have even number of ones. And if you are using odd parity system, then the number of bits you are sending from sender to receiver must have odd number of ones along with the parity bit. So this is what you need to take care of. Now we are going to see that how this parity system is going to detect the error, right? So let's see it. Okay. Now let me choose one of the system. Let's take even parity system in order to tell you that how you can detect the error. Let's suppose I'm using even parity system for error detection. And I have mentioned that even parity system must have even number of ones before data transmission. Okay, so you have two machines. There is a sender that is sending the data, there is a channel, and there is a receiver. And we know that there might come noise within your channel that can corrupt the data, right? So let's take an example first. In even parity system, let's suppose 1 byte of data needs to be transmitted. So the data is 11011110, right? So first of all, this is the 1 byte data that you need to send from sender to receiver. In the parity system, we know that we have to assign one parity bit to the data. So let's assign that. First of all, count the number of ones. The total number of ones that I have in this example is 6. I have 6 ones over here, right? So since I have 6 ones and 6 is an even number, so my parity bit needs to be 0 in order to keep it even, right? You must have to keep the total number of bits ones. Total number of ones must be even in your even parity system. So you have to assign the parity bit accordingly so that the number of ones must not become odd. So in this example, I have set the parity bit 0 so that the total number of ones remains even. Now, the total data that needs to be sent from sender to receiver is along with the parity bit. Now the data is 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. This is the 9-bit data stream. This is the bit stream that needs to be sent. Okay. Now, I have already mentioned that this data is going through a channel. It is going via channel from sender to receiver. And let's suppose your channel is going to have some kind of noise, and due to that noise or distortion, your data is corrupted, which means that one of its bit, let's suppose this was my data, and during the transmission, one of its bit has been changed. Parity bit remains the same, it is not changed. Parity bit remains the same, and one of the bit has changed. Let's suppose the data bit were 1101 1110. These were my data bits 1101 1110, right? And in the data bit, one of the bit, let's suppose that bit, this fourth bit from the right, this fourth bit has been changed from 1 to 0, right? So let's suppose the new data that is received to the receiver after data corruption is 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, right? Your fourth bit from the right has been corrupted and it is changed from 1 to 0 during the transmission. And now this is the data that is received at the receiver's end. This was the data sent by the sender. And due to the data corruption, it was changed and the received data is 0 1101 0 110. Now, how the receiver is going to detect the change in data? Okay, keep in mind that there is an agreement between the sender and the receiver that they are using even parity system. Both the sender and the receiver know that they are using even parity system. So, according to this agreement, the receiver is going to count the number of ones. Receiver is going to count the number of ones. Now, when it is going to count it, the number of ones are, let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was the data received to the sender and it has 5 ones. This 5 ones is going to tell the receiver that there is error data corruption that was being done during the transmission of data. The data has been corrupted. Why? Because in an even parity system, we know that the number of ones must be even. The data that was sent must have the even number of ones. But when you are receiving odd number of ones, then the receiver can easily take this decision that the data is being corrupted. Why? Because it is receiving odd number of ones. It is not possible in even parity system that you can have odd number of ones. Why? Because the data that was sent by the sender having even number of ones. So this is the way, or this is the thing that the receiver comes to the point that since the data has odd number of ones, so there must be some kind of error or some kind of data corruption that was gone through the data. This is how the receiver is going to detect it, by counting the total number of ones, right? So this is the way of data error detection by using parity checking. And the same way, if the receiver is going to use odd parity system, let's take an example of odd parity system. It is the same way. Let's suppose if the sender and the receiver are using odd parity system and the data that was sent by the sender was, the sender sent the data 11011101. Let's suppose it was the 8-bit data that was sent. First of all, set the parity bit. The parity bit must be set in such a way that the number of ones must be odd. Since you are using odd parity system, so the number of ones that needs to be sent must be odd. Count the number of ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are having 6 ones. So in order to make total number of ones odd, you have to set the parity bit 1 so that the total number of ones becomes 7. So now from 6, it becomes 7 ones, which is an odd number. Now, when this particular data is sent to the receiver and the receiver receives it after data corruption, let's suppose the data has been corrupted and this data 11101101, after data corruption, one of its bit, let's suppose the fourth bit turns to 0 due to data corruption or data due to the noise that worked on the data has been corrupted. So now what happens? Its fourth it has been changed. Now this particular data is received in incorrect form. Let's suppose it is received like 1110101101. This is the data after corruption that is received to the receiver. So how this receiver is going to check for the error? Again, it is going to count the number of ones. Keep in mind that the sender and the receiver are using odd parity system. And in odd parity system, your sent data must have odd number of ones. But when the receiver is going to count the number of ones and it comes to the point that the number of ones that it received is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the number of ones are even 6 ones that is being received to the receiver, which means that there must be error, data corruption during the data transmission. The data must be having some kind of error. It must have gone through some kind of error within the channel, within the transmission of the data. So this is how the receiver is going to detect the error in the data. Now, come to the point that the receiver has detected the error, that he has taken the decision that since the number of ones are even and I'm using odd parity system, so there must be some kind of error or some kind of change in the data that was received. But in the parity, keep in mind that there is one limitation to this particular method of parity checking. There is a limitation towards it. What is that? You can only detect error if one bit is changed. In this particular system, you can only detect the error in the data if one bit of the data has been changed. If more than one bit is going to change, then you cannot detect the error. Why? Let me tell you this. Let's suppose the same thing. Let's take the same example. This was odd parity system. The data that was received is having 6 ones. Why? Because only one bit was changed. Look at here at the sender's end. Only one bit was changed. That's why the total count became even. But when the two bits are going to change, let's suppose these two bits are going to change. 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. These two ones becomes 0 and then you have 0, 1. When two bits are going to change within the channel and it is received at the receiver's end, the receiver is again going to count the number of ones. And this time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, the receiver is going to, when the receiver counts the total number of ones, it is odd. We know that the data has been changed. Why? Because two bits are changed. We have sent two ones, whereas during the transmission, two ones are turned into 0. But when the receiver counts the total number of ones, it remains odd. So the receiver cannot make a decision that the data is corrupted. Why? Because it is receiving odd number of ones. Whereas we know that the sender has sent 7 ones, but the receiver is receiving 5 ones. So in this way, there is a limitation to parity checking method. What is that? You can only detect the error if one bit is changed. If you are going to change two bits, if two bits of the data are changed, then then error can't be detected. Okay. So I hope this method, parity checking method for error detection is clear to all of you. Please give me feedback if you feel like any misunderstanding about the video. And if you like this video, then kindly subscribe to the channel, share it to others as well. And I am going to definitely uh, answer your questions as well. If you have any query, you can ask me in the comments below. So thank you so much and stay watching, stay in touch with these kind of videos, and please give me feedback because your feedback is very important. So thank you so much. Take care. Stay connected. Stay tuned. Take care. Allah Hafiz.